It's the Empty Room Podcast, Episode 9. Today, we talk about a fire in the crematorium, trouble with recreational marijuana treats, the Patriots sounds their critics for a week, are we all Royal fans? And lastly, we dabble into clowns and top 5 lists. It is the Empty Room Podcast. Welcome. It's the Empty Room Podcast, Episode 9.
9?
9. We're
Already?
creeping slowly towards Episode 10. Welcome, everybody.
We're almost at double digits, baby.
Yeah, we are almost at double digits. My name is Scott, and with me tonight is Eric, and we are going to talk about the week gone by.
What a week it was.
We're going to do the news, the sports, the entertainment, and the very popular Pope Alert.
Pope Watch. It's called Pope Watch.
Oh, Pope Watch. I'm sorry.
This is your podcast. You should know what it's called.
You're right, I should. So let's begin with the news, shall we, Eric?
Oh, God. Sure, why not?
Although you don't have any beverages to help you along this time.
No, fuck it. Keep going.
So the news, and of course we mean the news in addition to Ebola, ISIS, the national debt, illegal immigration,
Which
IRS,
all sucks.
Scandals, all the stuff that's going on in the United States that are troublesome to us. We're going to go past that and do some other news stories. Let's start off.
Littler known.
Let's start off with something that I found quite interesting. There's a crematorium in Virginia named Henrico, the Henrico Crematorium, and
Well, that just has class written all over it.
the Henrico Crematorium accidentally caught fire today.
Was it an accident?
I have to think it was because they were cremating, or they were attempting to cremate, an 800-pound man. And I guess the flames shot into the ceiling and caught the thing on fire.
That's awesome.
So they stopped immediately,
Of course.
called the fire department,
And put out the 800-pound man.
and I guess the whole building was on fire at that point. Somehow got it out, and then they were given clearance to continue the process. I want to talk about goals, Eric. That's a goal for me. If I'm going out, I want to take the whole building with me when they put me down.
That's awesome. I love that.
And awful all the same time.
It's awful and awesome all at the same time.
Oh boy! But if you don't want to die early, Eric, there's some other things that we could talk about here. There's a study in Stockholm, Sweden,
Good the Swedes.
dealing with mice, because that's what you do, where they've discovered that exercise protects the brain from depression
In mice.
in mice. The more physically fit the mice were, the muscles created an enzyme that would extract or detoxify all the awful thoughts, I guess, in the brain.
Is there a epidemic of depressed mice in Sweden?
Maybe. You have mice doing... I don't know. I think mice is just the natural thing that you start on, and the Swedes have figured out that this might be something. There might be something to this.
I think the Swedes should just go back to being neutral.
You're thinking of the Swiss. The Swiss are neutral.
No, the Swedes were neutral too.
The Swedes are into 70s disco music,
That's a shame.
and also movies about girls with mohawks and dragon tattoos.
This is getting us nowhere. Let's move on.
Okay, moving on. Eric, this is a good one. This will entertain you.
You'd think so.
Well, it's about pot, marijuana.
Oh, well,
The herb.
My favorite.
Oh my goodness! Careful now. We'll get to a story later on where you don't want to admit too much these days. Anyhow, Colorado
This is all going so well.
pot shop introduces a less potent rookie cookie after tourists get too high with the original rookie cookie.
That's
now-
awesome.
It's now a little bit less potent.
Well, you got to take these things one step at a time. You don't want to go full bore and risk falling down in the street.
Well, I think one of the problems is that before marijuana was legalized in places like Washington and Colorado and whatnot, that the type of marijuana that people were imbibing for fun was kind of modified. It's not the good stuff. It's whatever you can get.
Yeah.
But now they have, straight up
The good stuff.
straight up
The good stuff.
hospital medical version and it knocks people on their ass.
That shit will put you on your ass for a good 12 hours.
So it's almost, if you saw the movie with what's his face, Dave Chappelle.
Sure.
You know what movie I'm talking about?
I know what movie you're talking about.
But anyway, you saw that movie where he actually gets a hold of hospital grade marijuana, and it's the best thing they ever use. And I think it's mimicking that here. And now that they're selling this stuff, you got to be careful about how you mix it together and who you give it to and how much.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. I know the news is your least favorite. The Secret Service is in collapse.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. After the prostitution scandal they had,
They love to bang.
easy, and the people showing up drunk,
Who doesn't like to have a drink every now and then?
drinking on the job, and then letting dangerous men get curiously close to the president.
He was a marathon runner. He wanted to run across the lawn, so they let him.
Oh, no, that's not the... I'm talking about... I haven't even gotten to that guy yet. The guy that leaped over the fence, ran across the lawn, went in the building, and then got pretty far into the building before they took him down.
They were just so impressed with his progress.
Yeah, I mean,
They wanted to see how far he could make it before they actually had to take him down.
yeah, see, I don't like that. I would tend to think that if a crazy person jumps onto the lawn, he gets 4 steps and then he gets winged, by a sniper somewhere. Preferably in the shoulder. You don't have to kill him.
You can't have snipers like just willy-nilly around DC.
There are snipers on the White House. There's no question there are.
Then where were
Take
they?
the shot, damn
Take
it.
the shot, damn it!
Take the shot. You got to protect the President of the United States. There will be chaos if the man goes due to an assassin. There's no question about that. We want to avoid that.
Yeah, because we really don't want a Biden in there.
Well, I'm
That's
not even
just
going
good.
down that route because, yeah. But you take the shot, is what I'm getting at. Instead, not only to get in the door, he got pretty far into the house itself, and then finally he was subdued. But quite frankly, one of the things that people have been joking about is that, he did make it over the fence, so he should be allowed to stay in the White House. I mean, he did make it.
Well, I mean, it's just as...
There's plenty of rooms.
it's just as valid as, the elections that Obama won.
All right. Who knows? However, the Secret Service is in struggle. It's been a couple of times where there's been... I think the most recent one was the president was in an elevator going to some event, and he shared an elevator with a guy who had a gun on him. And it was like, wow, he's face-to-face with a guy who is armed and was a convicted felon.
That's not good.
How does that happen?
Wow.
Of course, nothing, thankfully nothing happened, but how does that even get to that spot where you have a situation?
Well, yeah, all joking aside, that's pretty fucked up.
It's not good. It's not good. Again, removing political affiliation out of it, there's no way that should come into play. There's no way that a man armed with a record should be in the same elevator standing next to the President of the United States and a couple of Secret Service guys. They shouldn't have allowed anybody on that elevator.
Yeah, there shouldn't have been anybody else in that elevator.
So there's trouble in the Secret Service, and there's a lot of people shining a light
Time
on
for a
that now.
shake-up. Fire them all and hire a brand new group of
Apparently.
young, strapping men.
Easy. Okay. moving on.
You don't like young strapping men?
Well, no, yes, I don't know, maybe. I'm unsure. Yeah.
Don't be afraid to admit it.
All right. Let's move on. The comedy club, or a comedy club, not the, because I don't know if it's the best comedy club, but a comedy club in Barcelona, Spain has a very new idea, Eric. Have you heard about this?
I think it's safe to say that I haven't.
Okay. What they're proposing, and they have implemented for a couple shows, is that when a comedian comes on to give his spiel and try to impress the crowd, using facial recognition software, they will charge every audience member per laugh.
What?
Yes. So if I'm the comedian and I'm giving you a good joke and you smile and start to laugh, the facial recognition software camera thingy will identify you, note that you are laughing, and charge you 0.30 euros.
That's pretty messed up.
So when the show is over,
You get charged.
You get your bill.
You had 24 laughs. Pay up. This is the Spain? Barcelona?
Barcelona, Spain.
Jeez.
I
Not exactly something I would think the Spanish would do.
I don't
The
feel
Germans, sure, but not the Spanish.
I don't feel very comfortable with this. Although, to be fair, they did say there was a 24 euro cap.
Oh, sure,
after
because that makes all the difference in the world.
Because after you get to 24, they stop. Thankfully, because if this comedian slays, like you could be paid.
If he has a great night, holy crap!
So I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I don't like cameras on me all the time. Sure, there are times when it's important that there's a security camera here or there, but I prefer to be as off the grid as possible when I'm not doing work or when I'm not doing my podcast. I prefer to be, but I know that's an impossibility now in this world. There's always someone watching us, but I prefer to have my privacy, and I'd rather just pay my ticket instead of pay per laugh. Although, I guess the flip side is, you know who's a good comedian, who's not. You imagine the Yoder. He's like, you know what? There's only 3 laughs. You suck. You're never working here again. That's how you measure how good your comedian is. So yeah, that's happening. Do you want the bonus story, Eric?
Oh God, there's more.
The bonus story, the extra story. This is a new thing I'm putting in. We're gonna have like a bonus story, and you can say yes or no.
No.
Yes. Okay. Let's go with the bonus story. The bonus story. This deals with your fascination with the marijuana.
Oh, it's a fascination, is it?
Fascination with the marijuana. We talked about in previous episodes about the pot soda, and we actually had a little homework assignment to try to find if we could buy it or not.
Did either one of us even try?
I think we failed. I don't think we tried. However,
never mind. I won't.
Yeah, hey. However, in Washington, they're selling these pot-infused sodas. Well, the owner got a batch that began exploding in the box. So I guess they were all on. He had put them all out on display for sale, and then all of a sudden he hears this bang, and he describes it as a shotgun type sound going off, and glass shatters everywhere, and he realizes pretty early that it's the soda that's doing it.
Sweet.
So he gets himself in protective gear, puts all the face shield, the whole nine, puts all the soda back in the box, and then puts it in a side room to let it explode when it does. And I guess he sold like 4 of them. He doesn't know if that happened to the customers or not, or if they drank them and then something bad happened. I don't know. But he said throughout the whole next 2 days, bang, big loud shattering sounds coming from the box every once in a while. So obviously the soda had too much of a yeast compound, and it was fizzling too much.
Just imagine
like
the news stories over the next few days. 4 potheads exploded.
Oh no. No. 4 potheads in the hospital with holes in their stomachs from the explosive power of. Yeah, that'd be tough. You can't make a good omelet without breaking a couple eggs, Eric. You know what I'm saying? He knows it. He knows what I'm saying. All right, it's time for the sports section of our show, and Eric is bored. You okay?
Incredibly bored.
Wow. Would it help if you got up and danced?
No.
No, it wouldn't help. Sorry.
You're an idiot.
Well, again, since we're from the northeast of the country, we are Patriot fans, and quite frankly, there had been talk that Tom Brady's time as an elite quarterback was up and that the Patriots were due for a fall. They were scheduled to play the Bengals on, what was it, Monday? No.
It was Monday.
Monday night?
Was it Monday? No, that was the Chiefs game.
That was the Chiefs game.
That was the Chiefs game, and that was terrible.
Sunday night.
That was terrible.
Yeah, they were
and then this past Sunday, they faced the only undefeated team left in the NFL, and that was the Bengals.
And the Bengals were not a good fit for them. They had a real good defense. They had guys that could rush and get to the quarterback. They had a great couple of receivers that could do some work.
Guess what happened, y'all? Patriots kicked their ass.
Tom Brady came to play.
Holy crap.
It was a beating.
They just took the ball and rammed it up their petite.
Hey.
Don't you stifle me, son. I'll say what I want.
I know you will. So it was one of those things where after the demolishment of the Patriots by the Chiefs, there was plenty of talk about Tom Brady probably was not a good enough quarterback anymore. The talk of sort of the end of the road for the Patriots. So there was a lot of negativity coming from everywhere. And
Negative Nancy's.
the Patriots silenced it, at least for a week, by thumping the Bengals, who were picked to win that game.
Yep.
Tom Brady played very well, especially in the first quarter. He evened out by the second half. But for the most part, had a real good game. The defense played very, very well. Revis was excellent. There was a lot of good things. And now...
They basically slapped him in the face, then kicked him in the junk.
So now they go to the Bills this Sunday. And,
There's a win.
well, the Bills are playing pretty well.
They'll fold. They always do. They're the Bills.
Well, it's tough to play. The two places the Patriots used to have, well, there's three, to be honest with you, but the two places the Patriots usually have trouble with is at Miami and in Buffalo. The other one being they don't like playing in New York Giants Stadium.
They're only playing in Denver, either.
Well, I think I think Denver's pretty even. They had a bad result the last time they did it, but I think they do relatively well out in Denver, and I think they do relatively well in San Diego and other places on the West. But Miami's always a tough gig, and they lost their Miami game this year in Miami. And Buffalo, New York is always tough, and the Giants Stadium is always tough. So they go to Buffalo after silencing their critics for a week. What do you think of that game, Eric? Do you think Patriots win?
Yeah, I think so.
You got a score for me?
No, I don't do that shit.
Do you think Tom Brady will have a good game?
I think he'll have maybe not as good a game as he did last week, but he'll have a decent game.
Do you think Spikes, who is now a linebacker for the Buffalo Bills and who talks a lot of junk about his time with the Patriots, will play a factor in the result of the game?
Not an overwhelming factor, no.
All right. So you heard it here. Eric predicts Patriots 17.
I never said a score.
Bills 12. Weird scores, but I appreciate it.
I didn't say any sort of score. Now you're putting words in my mouth, and I don't appreciate that. You jerk.
Eric, when I say chicken and beer to you, what do you think about?
Food and drink?
Yes, it's a good start. What else do you think about?
That's it. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
No, you're obviously talking about the chicken and beer bullshit with the Red Sox 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago, and it was coming off successful campaigns and even a World Series.
No, it wasn't.
No, but I mean, they had won a World Series prior to that moment happening, and then, it was the end of the Francona era, and Josh Beckett was a big part of that, yes?
He was a part of it, yeah.
Well, Josh got traded to the Dodgers.
Good.
And the Dodgers were just bumped out of the playoffs.
Good.
And Beckett has retired.
Good.
It's a lot of goods out of you right there.
Well, I mean, what else can I say? He was good for us up until probably 2010.
When he became a fatty.
Yeah, he kind of became a fatty.
Chicken and beer.
Forget the chicken and beer bullshit.
Oh, okay.
Totally blown out of proportion.
Well, I'm just saying. I guess what I'm trying to say is, will the chicken and beer stuff haunt him?
No, probably not. It'll be a footnote at best.
Is he a Hall of Fame guy?
No.
He has 2 rings?
Yes.
2 rings. And he pitched pretty tough in the playoffs.
I mean, 2007, he was unstoppable.
Right. There was no chicken and beer back then.
No.
It hadn't been created. You could only have,
No, they had
you
created
could only
chicken
have steak and
as
wine.
well as beer.
You could only have steak and wine back then. There was no chicken and beer. And then after that season, we found out that chicken is delicious and that we could actually eat it very regularly. And beer was made. And next thing you know, Becca went straight to hell. No? That's not how it went?
No.
Oh.
Why do I do this podcast with you? You annoy the crap out of me.
All right, you don't like that story. How about this one? Some low-life piece of dog doo, and maybe a couple
Dog shit?
maybe a couple low-life partners that smell like the dog doo that is the dog doo, broke into Yogi Berra's museum and stole a ton of memorabilia. What a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, kind of a dick move.
I don't understand why you would steal memorabilia, because obviously you're going to want to resell it, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess the ultimate goal, I mean, unless they're like, I really want this in my living room sort of people.
I've always wanted Yogi Berra's hat.
It'll hold a place of pride right over the TV
At the mantle.
where I watch them Yankees hit the ball and field the ball.
We were talking prior to the podcast about how you would go about selling that, and
I have this Yogi Berra catcher's mitt. Game worn. Son, where'd you get that? Nowhere. I
yard sale.
guy didn't know what he had. Son, can you just wait here while I call the police? Okay.
I have the speech written by DiMaggio. Was it DiMaggio?
No, it wasn't DiMaggio.
Oh gosh, it's Lou Gehrig. I have the speech.
You are so stupid. Everything about you is dumb.
Oh, come on, ease up. I thought of DiMaggio first because I was thinking about the Ted Williams artifact. Whatever. Point is, I have
Stop.
speech. I have the speech from Lou Gehrig, and
You know what? The joke has passed because you messed up. Way to go.
you're so abusive to me sometimes. Anyway, it's probably going to be hard for those people to resell those things. I hope they're caught.
Nice ending.
Thank you. How smart do you think Adrian Peterson is?
It's a great segue.
I mean,
Not very.
I'm not a giant fan of the guy because he beat his 4-year-old kid.
Obviously.
And what he did was lethal and wrong.
Lethal.
Lethal is the wrong word. Gruesome and wrong to that 4-year-old, and I hope that kid makes it.
Makes it? You're talking like he's on fucking life support.
No. I just mean, he's probably pretty scarred. I hope he, gets...
I hope he pulls through.
he does okay. It's not a laughing matter. I knock it off. But now...
In lieu of flowers. Sorry, go ahead.
But due to this whole situation, he's on probation, yes?
Yeah.
So, he had to take a drug test.
Where, yes, I read about this, where he admitted to the test administrator, something, that he has smoked a little weed before the test. Dum. Stupid!
Oh my goodness. So now, remember, he's done bad things, so he's on probation. And he just admitted to illegal drug use. The arrest warrant has been made. They're going to arrest him again.
Good.
I mean, that's just it's not intelligent. First off, he's a bad guy, it seems. Second off, if you're on probation, you don't smoke anything. You try to stay as clean as possible. Third off, you don't admit to the test administrator that you did it.
Administrator.
That you did
He
it.
administered the
I
test.
don't know. Maybe. There's certain things that I just never will understand, and that whole scenario just doesn't make sense to me. If by some chance that I was in a bad situation like that, I would never do any drug because I'm on probation. My nuts are already against the wall. I mean, I wouldn't want to put a situation where I'm in any worse trouble. No, I just don't understand it. Common sense stuff. Common sense. So that one got to me. Eric, are we all Royals fans now?
No.
We're not.
No.
I'm surprised.
They're the Kansas City Royals. Do I hope they win the World Series this year? Yes.
So we're all Royal fans.
No,
right
we're
now.
not Royals fans.
Why not?
Because we're Red Sox fans, you moron.
The last time the Royals were in the playoffs was 1985.
Thank you, Fax McFacterson. Did that go over well, audience? No? All right.
The last time they were relevant in my mind was when they had Bo Jackson. And that's when I was really sort of interested because Bo did everything.
Because Bo knows baseball.
Bo knew baseball. Bo knew football.
Bo knows hip surgeries.
He knew sailing. He knows hunting. He's a very good sharpshooter with a longbow.
I don't care.
Wait a minute. If he's a good shooter with a longbow, does that mean Bo knows bow? It does, doesn't it? Okay. Anywho, it's good to see them move on. They're in the championship
ALCS
The
against
ALCS.
those stupid Baltimore. I hate the Baltimore Orioles.
Well, so we're all Royals fans.
No, we're not Royals fans.
Why can't we be Royals fans right now?
Because
I like the baby blue color. Anyway, we're rooting for the
I'm
Royals.
apologizing for my co-host.
We're going to be rooting for the Royals.
No, we're not. Well, yes, we are.
Well, why can't you just be a Royal fan?
I don't want to be a Royals fan. They're called the Royals.
Yeah, the Kansas City Royals. This is their moment. This is their time. They're good.
They're okay.
They're good.
All right, they're good.
I think Baltimore might be slightly better, but I want the Royals to win. I want the Royals to win the whole thing.
I want the Royals to win the whole thing too, but I'm not a Royals fan.
All right. We made that clear. You're not a Royals fan. Eric, you want an extra news story?
No.
A bonus? Yes. Well, good. It just so happens I have another one here, but you'll like this one. This one may or may not be accurate.
Then why are we even talking about it?
Because I saw it.
This may or may not have happened,
Yeah.
but I'm going to talk about it
There
anyway.
are pictures of Lady Gaga posing with the NBA trophy that the San Antonio Spurs earned. That is fact. There are pictures of her
That
posing.
is fact.
That happened. What is in dispute is whether or not the story that they washed it right afterwards is beyond me.
I'm really glad we're talking about this. It seems so worth our time.
Well, you have to clean the trophy after.
Don't do you? You have to clean the trophy after someone touches it?
Lady Gaga, yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess you have a point there.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta, right? Yeah. This bit didn't go well.
No, it did not go well at all. We are cutting this from the entire. We should cut the entire sports section. This is terrible.
Okay.
Press the stop button. Boobs.
I hate it when you do that.
You love it when I
I
do
don't. Now when it's time for the Pope alert.
That. Just gonna edit it out anyway.
Maybe not.
Oh, you're gonna leave in the boobs.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You're editing this entire
No,
section.
I'm not. You're going to be on record
Saying boobs.
for the Pope alert, and the Pope hears you somewhere.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. He's heard you.
Oh, he's heard me say boobs.
He's not happy. All right, the Pope alert.
Pope alert. Yeah.
The Pope this week, he is a good guy. The Pope this week said that the devil is dividing Christians.
The devil is dividing Christmas?
No, not Christmas. Christians.
Ah, okay, that makes much more sense.
Right. Because if the devil was dividing Christmas, I don't think people would have that much of a problem with it.
No, probably not.
Because if Christmas was on, say, the 18th and then the 27th,
That'd be awesome.
that'd be 2 days of really nice times.
2 days of presents.
And Eric's channeling his inner 7-year-old. Attaboy. But no, he said the devil is dividing Christians, and I think he has a point. You would think in today's world where Christianity actually gets hammered more than any religion does.
True.
That the Christians would sort of come together, especially in light of how they're being treated in Iraq, that there would be sort of this mobilizing force, and there really hasn't come to that. It's kind of Christians are still in the background and kind of hanging low, and all the other religions are well, I mean, it's sort of dominated by Islam, but you just expected more.
Yeah.
You're so poignant sometimes.
I know.
It's a weird topic, and I'm just trying to relate to what he said. I think if you believe all that stuff, if you believe in Christianity and whatnot, and you believe in the devil, certainly, if you believe in those things, that sure, I mean, that's his goal. The devil's goal the entire time is to split, divide, cause chaos, cause people to turn away from God. And it's not surprising that the Pope would say, "Hey, this is what's happening. Recognize,
knock it off.
Yeah, recognize it, and get back to doing what you're supposed to be doing."
You better recognize.
And that's what the Pope's here for. He's the hey, recognize guy.
He's the hey guy.
He's the
hey.
He's the hey, recognize guy for the Catholic Church. Hey, recognize.
I think this went really well.
Well, I mean, it started with you saying
boobs.
I should laugh, but
Major editing.
I can't wait for the next podcast. Okay, I'd like to apologize for our piss poor.
Don't apologize. Just edit the fucking thing, you loser.
I don't think we. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's much to edit, but
so this whole thing is going to be edited. You know, no one's going to hear your apology.
I'm good. No, my apology stands. It was a piss poor Pope alert.
Jerk.
And we'll do better next time.
It's called editing. You hide it from the people.
We'll do better.
They don't need to know.
We'll do better next time.
No, we won't.
So we're at the entertainment section, in the final section of the Empty Room podcast.
Oh, goody.
The first thing we're going to open up with is breaking news that just happened today. Jan Hooks.
Who? No, sorry.
No, an actress for Saturday Night Live who had been during the...
during one of the good
Phil Hartman
eras.
era.
Yeah.
You know, the Chris Farley era a little bit.
Yeah, she was alongside Hartman, Farley, Dana Carvey, Mike Myers. Like a really good, solid era.
It was a good run. And she passed away today at 57. I guess she was battling an illness. Not many people knew about it. They still haven't disclosed what happened to her. But unfortunately, she passes away today. And she was good. She was good.
Yeah, she was pretty funny.
Part of that crew. She used to do Sinead O'Connor. And
yeah, Sinead O'Connor.
She used to do her. She used to do one of the religious freaks. I can't remember her name. But anyway, she was really good.
She was Tammy Faye Baker.
Tammy Faye, that's right. Yeah, and she was good. She was good. So, sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Moving on, next story. We want to change the format a little bit of the entertainment business. Sometimes, like today,
there's not a lot going on.
There's not much going on in the week, so we would talk about perhaps shows we're interested in, which is what we're going to do next, or some top fives, or some things that can be interesting as we go forward.
It's called filler.
So, new shows looking into. Eric, what do you think of Gotham?
I haven't watched it yet.
Do you want to watch it?
Sure.
All right, so Gotham's in there. I know this one. Constantine's right up your alley.
Yeah, I absolutely want to see that.
Can you talk about the premise behind Constantine?
No.
Come on.
No, it's a tough.
I know you know a lot about it. You have the movie. You've seen some of it.
Well, yeah, I saw the movie with Keanu Reeves, which was okay. I mean, it wasn't great, obviously, but it had some good points to it.
But what's the premise? The premise
is this guy named John Constantine who deals with supernatural stuff. He's kind of a dick. Actually, he's very much a dick.
And that's why it was hard with Keanu, because Keanu's anything but. He's a nice guy.
Sure. Constantine's also a Brit, and Keanu is anything but.
He's a surfer.
He's an idiot.
He's Ted.
There's something. Bill and Ted 3. It's a go.
It's coming. I'm excited about it.
All right. Moving on. Constantine he deals with supernatural stuff. It's just.
I thought he was supernatural himself. Is that wrong?
No, he's not.
Sort of like the Spawn situation where he dies, comes back to life.
Well, he killed himself. He tried to commit suicide, and he died for a certain length of time, but was brought back.
To deal with this.
Well, no, he wasn't brought back to deal with anything. He was saved. He was.
Oh, okay.
They took him to the hospital and they brought him back.
Oh, okay.
Ever since the devil kind of has it out for him,
right?
Because he lost him and wanted him, but whatever.
Right. Going back to Gotham for a second.
Oh, good.
What's the premise on that show?
Take a wild guess. It's called Gotham.
Right, but it's not during Batman's era.
No,
it's
during
the beginning.
Part. the pilot. I think I haven't watched it yet, but I think the pilot takes place the night Bruce Wayne's parents are murdered.
Right. So he's just a child. He plays little to no role, and it's really about Gordon.
Yeah, it's about the main character is Gordon. Some of the main villains there are Oswald Cobblepot, also known as the Penguin, Selena Kyle, also known as Catwoman, and then there's this Fish Moody character who I've never heard of.
She might be fishy.
I don't like you.
Okay. So yeah, that's the premise behind Gotham. I'm interested in both these two shows. There's a new Flash show.
It's a spin-off of the Arrow show, which
was quite popular.
It is still quite popular. It's pretty decent.
Good. And the Flash, I remember when they did the Flash in the late 90s?
Yeah.
It
was mid-90s, I think.
I liked it quite a bit.
So did I. Actually, the guy who played the Flash in that series plays the Flash's dad in this series.
Perfect. So, I mean, I think I'm going to check that one out. I don't know the premise behind the show, but I think I'm definitely going to look into it.
It's the Flash. What do you think the premise is?
Well, I know there's screenshots on the internet of Dr. Zoom getting involved.
Professor Zoom?
That guy. Yeah.
Professor Zoom.
Professor.
Not doctor.
Same thing.
No, it's not. There's also Captain Cold. Played by Wentworth Miller.
I've caught a cold. It's good.
Shut up.
Okay. American Horror Story. Eric, are you going to be involved in that?
They didn't hire me. No, I was not going to be involved in that.
Well, I know when you watch, you get involved.
Oh, well, I haven't watched any of the American Horror Stories.
Oh. Well, I don't know if you heard this, but there's a new bad guy called Twisty the Clown.
Well, clowns are always scary.
You think so?
No, not really.
Well, Twisty the Clown's very scary. I saw the clip. He's pretty crazy. But there's been some cool clowns.
There's been some cool clowns. There's been some cool scary clowns.
Well, what's the scariest clown you can think of in TV?
Or TV?
Or TV or movie?
Pennywise, hands down.
And who played Pennywise?
Tim Curry. Love that guy.
It was the one time he wasn't really weird.
What?
Well, he was scary, but everything else he does, spy.
Spies.
He's kind of bizarro world, he's just kind of a weirdo. But he actually was terrifying as Pennywise.
Oh, he was terrifying.
It was tough. And then there was Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I mean, that entire miniseries was crap, but he was awesome.
Well, I remember that miniseries being sort of not very good. Then the clown shows up, and you're pooping your pants.
It's true.
And then it gets interesting, and then it ends with a big giant spider, and everyone's like, "Oh, really?
Oh man, come on!"
I mean, they should have just kept the clown as the clown, and with a hearty appetite, and that would have been way cooler.
Yeah.
So, but you like Pennywise, the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That was an old favorite from the 1980s, 90s. Yeah, I guess you didn't like that one.
Well, they're just so.
What about the Joker?
Well,
that's a clown.
He is a clown,
and that's scary clown. Depending on who's doing the job.
That's true.
Everyone loves the magic trick.
Huh? I have to rethink that then. Yeah, Joker is. Joker's got to be number one.
Is he?
He's
Or
got to be
Pennywise?
number one. Well,
Who's scarier? I mean, you're scared of Pennywise.
Yeah, you're terrified of Pennywise.
You're fascinated with the Joker. You're scared, too, because he's gonzo. You don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Which, that type of people, if you ever run into those people, that you just have no real sense of a bottom line of how they're going to act, it is unnerving. And, the Joker has no qualms in killing people. But, Pennywise is just a predator, and he's just lurking in the sewers ready to come get you. Twisty seems physical and big and just likes to stab you, which, again, I don't know much about Twisty, but that's the clip I saw.
Alrighty.
The killer clowns from outer space, they want to capture you, put you in a cotton candy
cocoon and
drink your blood.
Through a twisty straw.
Which was cool, I thought.
Oh, crap.
By the way, that's the first movie that Chris Titus was ever in. Titus.
I don't care.
So, yeah. I mean, are there any other clowns you can think of?
Not off the top of my head, no.
What about Gacy? John Wayne Gacy. They did a movie on him. He was a bad person. He used to entertain kids as a clown. No? It doesn't do much for you. Okay. Running out of clown ideas, Eric.
Then I think we should move on.
Move on? All right. Well, if you feel like chiming in and give us your scary clowns, feel free to drop us a line at the Empty Room Podcast on Twitter or Facebook or our YouTube page. Eric, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominations are in.
Oh, good. I've been waiting for that all year.
I know you've been sitting by the phone waiting for that phone call. They're not going to call you. It's not a good idea to start up a band, Eric. I'm sorry.
Fuck you.
But anyway, we're going to go through the nominations, and you're going to tell me, Eric, who should get in. Who is the best of the best? Who deserves to be among the idols of rock and roll? You're going to tell me. Are you ready?
Boy, am I ever.
Okay, the first one. Green Day.
Sure.
No. Bad. Oh, come on, man. That's not good music.
I thought they were okay. They had a good iconic album.
One album. Well, there's probably more like three, but still.
They've been consistently popular for a good long time.
To be fair, they have had 3 or 4 albums that are very, very good. I just don't like their music, but if you think they should be in, Eric, you're the guy who's deciding today.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, sure. Morrissey. Morrissey is the next one.
Who?
Morrissey was a band that was popular when I was in college a long time ago, and I don't know much about them.
No.
So, no, they're out. Okay, Bill Withers.
Who?
Bill Withers was an interesting musician. I lost my train of thought there. Was an interesting musician in the 70s. His main claim to fame is the song Use Me Up. It was utilized in the Anchorman soundtrack. It's a good song. I don't know if one song gets you in, but that song is pretty damn good.
Use Me Up Before You Go-Go?
All right, so he's out. Next, the man whose name is a verb, Sting.
Yeah,
Sting's
sure.
got to be in.
Yeah.
Sting has had, whether you talk about his role with the Police or his single stuff where he got into, yoga, tantric sex, which was interesting.
I don't need to know about that.
Okay, well, all right. So he's in? He's in.
Sure, why the hell not?
9 Inch Nails.
No.
Eric.
No.
Trent Reznor was considered the musician of the day during the 9 Inch Nails run.
I don't care.
Now, would it matter if they shortened their nails a little bit? Maybe a couple inches, 6-inch nails, 4, maybe.
I hate you.
All right, so 9 Inch Nails are out. Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Absolutely.
How is Stevie Ray Vaughan not in the Hall of Fame?
I have no idea.
I mean, one of the greatest rock guitar players ever. They say that all guitar players shed tears when he died. He was that good at guitar. I mean, and just so good. So we're in agreement. Stevie
Absolutely.
Ray. Chic.
Who?
Chic.
No.
They were a 70s disco band.
Oh, God.
So they're out. Okay. Paul Butterfield Blues Band.
What?
Paul Butterfield Blues Band.
Let's just go with no and move on.
All right, we don't know about that one. Lou Reed.
Yes.
How is he not in already?
Exactly.
Again, another one of those guys that is really, really instrumental in musicians. How is he not in? Joan Jett.
Of course.
Another one. Really took this long to get them in. Strange. Kraftwerk.
Who?
I guess it's a German band. I don't know them, but they're on the list. We're going to skip that one, or Eric says no. The thumb is down. NWA.
No.
There's a lot of attitude over there.
A lot of attitude. They took their time saying, F you to the man. Well, the man says, you're not getting in.
It's interesting, though. I did not listen to NWA that much. However, when Ice Cube left, I was a giant fan of his work going after that. The rap music was really, Public Enemy was the group that I really liked, but NWA, never really got into it. But Cube left, and then who was the other guy? Oh, no. Can't remember. I didn't like Eazy-E, but the other guy, I forget. Anyway, NWA, no, but if you want to talk about post-NWA and where their careers went, maybe we have a conversation.
Not with me, you don't.
Okay. The Marvelettes.
I take it it's not a comic book character?
No, it's an old 60s female Motown group. They did songs like Please Mr. Postman, Don't Mess with Bill. Don't Mess with Bill's not a bad song. Do you care?
No, not really.
All
I
right.
can't say that I do.
All right, so they're out. War. Huh. Good God.
They didn't even do that song.
What is it
Stop
good
it.
for?
Stop it.
Absolutely
Stop it.
Okay, sorry.
You're annoying the people.
Well, War had some good songs. Lowrider.
Yeah.
Lowrider's a good tune.
Good tune.
So you have War in.
Yes.
All right, War.
Absolutely.
And then the Spinners. Die Spinner. Wait a minute. That's the German word for Spider-Man. Sorry. The Spinners. They had the Rubber Band Man, which is one of my favorite songs. And they did some other love ballads and stuff like that. Get them in there, Eric. Let them
Resounding no.
Oh, come on. They have to be in.
No, they're not going in.
The Rubber Band Man song is fantastic. And then they did some other thing. Well, I have them in. Spinners.
Well, no one gives a crap what you think. This is my section.
You're right. I'm sorry. You're a villain.
Was that a segue?
You're a villain, Eric.
That was a terrible segue. You're awful at this.
You're being a villain, man, because the Spinners definitely have the chops to get in. Rubber Band Man, great song.
Oh, stop it.
All right. Anyway, we're going to segue into our first top 5. Oh, my gosh. The excitement over from across me is radiating.
It's overwhelming.
It's radiating.
It's overwhelming, baby.
Top 5. The top 5 TV villains. There's so many.
God.
We're going to go...
And it's all subjective.
It is subjective. No one's list is going to be right. But Eric and I are going to put our lists together and have a little conversation, an argument.
Let's see if you guys can tell that we actually haven't done any research for this.
I've done research. I know what I'm doing.
Oh, then go ahead. Give your top 5.
Top 5 TV villains.
TV villains.
Now, 5 to 1. 5 is the...
The pinnacle?
No, 1 is the pinnacle.
Oh, 1 is the pinnacle.
5 is the beginning. 1 is the end. Number 5.
Okay.
Number 5 is I like the Dalek.
In general?
Yeah, just in general.
All right,
because
just in general.
those guys, especially if you do your research in Doctor Who and you learn about where they came from, what they're sort of symbolic of during that time. Good bad guy. What's your 5?
I'm not ready yet. Keep going.
Eric.
What? I'm not ready. You sprung this on me when I got here.
Number 4, a Cylon. Those Cylons were some evil sons of bitches in Battlestar Galactica. I was not happy with them. They were mean. They were mean. They blew up the world.
Oh, those bastards.
They blew up the world. Cylon's number 4.
Okay.
Number 3, Mr. Burns. Simpsons. There are some awesome moments.
Really?
Yeah.
Burns outranks the Daleks?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because when I was getting into, my teenage years, the one guy that was always fun to go after was Mr. Burns. I thought that was a pretty interesting pick. No?
I'd like to remind the audience this is a subjective list, not remotely.
Oh no.
An official sort of list.
No.
Just take it for what it's worth, which is crap.
All right.
Number 2.
Number 2. Oh man, see, I had trouble with number 2. I know what my number 1 is, but number 2 is troublesome. I guess if I had to pick right now, I would go with the bad guy from Supernatural,
Crowley.
I like Crowley quite a bit. He's a lot of fun. He's demented enough and evil enough to get my vote for number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then the number 1, hands down, is Moriarty from Sherlock. He is my favorite. He is outstanding. He had me when he said, "Hi." I was so in. And then the way he does his business, and then I was so happy. Spoiler alert.
He's not coming
yeah,
back.
He's coming back, man. I'm so stoked.
He blew his head off.
So stoked, man. It's going to be great. I can't wait to see him again. Now, honorable mention is the Master from Doctor Who during Tennant's time. That's an honorable mention. And probably should be where Mr. Burns is, but I wanted to see your face when I said Mr. Burns. So, I've done my 5, Eric. It's your turn. All right, I'm ready to hear this. Let's get it over with.
This is a somewhat quick, top 5 of the stuff that I could gather in my head for villains.
All right, top 5 villains, Eric style. Let's go.
Number 5.
5.
The Borg.
Wow, you're going back to the Borg, huh?
Absolutely. They were awesome.
They were something.
Number 4. The Governor from The Walking Dead.
See, I'm not a Walking Dead guy.
Well, it's because you're stupid.
Well, that's your answer to anything that you disapprove of from me.
Well, it is.
All right, but yeah, okay, go ahead.
All right, number 3, Ben Linus from Lost.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't picture you as a Lost guy. Really? You're a Lost guy?
I liked Lost a lot, and Ben Linus was a sneaky, conniving, brutal guy when he needed to be.
Oh, boy. Okay, yeah.
Number 2 is The Master.
Okay.
And number 1 is Crowley for me. I think Crowley's just amazing.
He is amazing, and that's why he's my number 2. You don't have Moriarty on the list?
No.
Really?
No.
How is that possible?
I mean, he was good. He was very good.
My jaw is dropped. This is unbelievable.
Well, it's because you want to bet him for some reason.
I don't want to bet him, but you talk about... I mean, we're talking TV here. Now, if we started going into movies, we start talking about different concepts and different villains. Moriarty is
he's good.
He's the Joker of TV.
And let's not go too far.
Oh, man, I am shocked. Shocked, I say, that he's not on your list. There's some guys there that are interesting. Like, I didn't consider the Borg. The Borg were pretty, we are the Borg. You got to be like us or else we're just going to assimilate you. And
wow, that was terrible. It was terrible.
What?
If you're going to do it, you got to do it right.
All right, do it right then. Show me how to do it. Here we go. Go ahead, Big Mouth. Let's go.
Oh, Big Mouth?
Yeah,
Big Mouth?
go ahead. You gotta show me? Let's see it. Yeah, just the throat. Here we go.
It's We Are the Borg. How does it go?
Ooh.
Shut up. Give me a second.
Wow.
Give me a second, will you?
Okay, I'm listening. Wait a minute, can I be you? You're so stupid. You're just stupid.
Just stupid.
You're just stupid. I don't understand. Well, I'm sorry, folks. He's just so stupid. We're waiting. By the way, yeah.
We are the Borg. You will be assimilated. Your biological and technological distinctiveness will be added to our own. Resistance is futile.
Resistance is futile. That's right.
That's right, motherfucker.
All right. Well, it took you a while to sort.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think the order is correct.
It's been a long time since the Borg.
It's been a while.
And you don't have dialects on there? No interest.
It's just it's like picking. There's just too many.
Too many. Yeah. No. What else was there? It was Borg.
It was the Borg, the Governor, Ben Linus, the Master.
Now,
and Crowley.
why the Governor? I mean, I watched some of. Was the Governor that tough?
Cut off Herschel's head, man. Just cut it right off.
Yeah, but Herschel was a dick.
Herschel was awesome. Who the hell are you talking about?
Which one's Herschel?
He was the old one. The old guy.
The old guy?
The old vet.
You cut Herschel's head off?
Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
Oh, sorry. Spoilers.
Spoilers. Why'd you do that?
Because he's kind of a dick.
What a dick.
He cut his head off.
Did what's his name shoot him?
Did Rick shoot him?
No. Not Rick.
Carl?
No, not Carl.
Carl!
Get in the van, Carl. No, get in the house, Carl.
You mean Norman Reedus?
The Boondock Saint that's wrecking shop.
Daryl?
Yeah. Daryl, yeah.
I don't know. He didn't shoot him.
Yeah. All right. Well, I didn't realize the Governor was so badass. Well, those are our top 5 lists, and
now we'll never do it again.
No, we'll do it again. We'll just try to prep a little quicker, I suppose, and make sure we get those lists out there. If you have any lists that you want to
Keep it to yourself.
Send out
Keep it
to us.
yourself.
We're on Twitter.
We don't
We're on
want to hear
Facebook.
it.
We're on the YouTube. There's actually an epic goodness, Empty Room Podcast Gmail account. It's emptyroompodcast@gmail.com. So feel free
To keep it to yourself.
if you
Keep
want
it to
to
yourself. We don't want to hear it. Just
Eric,
keep it to yourself.
there's a bonus story.
Oh, no. I don't want to
Do you
hear it.
want to hear the
A
bonus?
resounding no.
Yes, you do. Why? That's
son of a
great.
bitch.
Let's move on. Bonus story. Now, Eric, you're an iTunes guy, just like me.
Just like everyone else.
Well, that's not true. Some people go the Samsung route.
Shut up.
Anyway, you use the iPhone and whatnot. You may have noticed, and I wanted to talk about this. It was about a week or two ago. The new YouTube album was free for everyone on iTunes.
I know. I have it.
How do you feel about that?
It was stupid. I didn't want it. They made me download it.
Exactly. That's what I'm not really thrilled with that. In fact, they had to give.
YouTube sucks.
Well, besides the fact that how you feel about YouTube's music, I don't like the fact that they can just put stuff on my phone. You know?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan
I don't like that at all. They had to give instructions on how to take it off if you wanted it. I don't like the idea that you can put information on my phone without me desiring it. I got a problem with that.
Yeah, it's not cool. It's not cool.
Do you think
Apple?
Do you think Bono?
I don't give a shit what Bono thinks.
Oh, all right. Or the Edge? Who came up with this idea?
Shove his guitar straight up his ass.
So I was really, everyone had the new YouTube album. I haven't listened to it. Isn't it good?
No, I didn't listen to it.
Oh.
Garbage.
A lot of people love YouTube.
They're wrong.
Well, perhaps they are.
Nah, it's... fuck you two. I don't care.
Well, the point is, don't
Put shit on my phone that I don't want.
or ask for.
Exactly.
And on that note, we will end this week's episode of the Empty Room Podcast. Thank you for listening. We are moments, days away from our 10th episode, and hopefully...
We're moments away from our 10th episode, so far as you know.
Hopefully, we can get that 10th one cranked out, and then we can get on a website and actually move towards iTunes and Stitcher Radio, because
someone needs to cool their jets.
But we thank you for listening, and please feel free to contact us.
Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself.
We're looking to expand this process. Empty Room Podcast.
Empty Room Podcast is copyright 2014. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and you can find all the podcasts on YouTube. Music by High Congress.